Hey guys, welcome back to PyTubes. In this video, we are going to talk about parameterized functions in Python. So, let's get started. Parameterized functions are same as functions, with a slight difference that they take some arguments while they are being called, and we define those arguments while we are defining a functions. Let's write a function for adding two numbers. Let's say def add x and y. Now this x and this y is a parameter. Okay, we need to provide these parameters when we are calling the functions. They are also called arguments. Let's continue. Okay, colon, enter. Now we want to print the sum of x and y, so I'll just write print x plus y. Okay, press enter 2 times to get out of the function body. Okay, now let's call this function add. Okay, now let's add two values 2 and 3. Okay, press enter. See, we got 5. Now these two values 2 and 3 over here are arguments. Okay, now if you pay close attention to this function body, we defined a function add with two parameters x and y, and we printed those values of x and y. Now when we are calling this function add, we are passing those two parameters which are called argument when we are calling the function. So we are passing two arguments 2 and 3. Okay, so x will become 2, okay, and y will become 3. Therefore, when the function is being executed, it calls the print function, which prints the sum of x and y, which are 2 and 3 respectively. So we got 5 in the output. Since this is Python and Python is all about typing, therefore we can also add the float values with this function as well. So let's give this function some float values. Okay, add 2.2 and 3.3, let's say. Okay, press enter. See, we got 5.5. Similarly, if I give it some strings, let's say A and B, and press enter, see, we got A and B in the output. Since these are strings and strings get concatenated when we use plus sign, so we got A and B in the output. Now if you pay close attention to the program, we are actually printing the sum of x and y. Okay, which is 5 and 5.5 over here and AB over here, which is actually fine. But if you want to use the sum of x and y in our program, then we need to return this value. Okay, by using print, we cannot use this value later in our script. Therefore, we need to return this value. So we can do that by redefining this function. Okay, so if I just redefine this function, type return instead of print, and remove these braces and press enter 2 times and call the add function again. Okay, so it will be 5, 5. Okay, press enter. See, we got 10 in the output. Now this 10 and this 5 are different. This 5 in the output is the print of x plus y, but this 10 in the output is actually the value returned by the function. Let me just show it to you what I mean. Okay, let's say x is equals to add 2, 3. Okay, press enter and type x again, press enter. See, we got 5 stored in x. Why? Because we returned the values of x plus y. But if we were using print instead of return, we would get the same output, but the value of x would be none. Let me just show it to you. Okay, and now I am redefining this add function. Okay, and now write x is equals to add 2, 3, press enter. See, we immediately got 5 in the output. Why? Because there was a print statement inside our function. So now if I just type x and press enter, I'll get none. Why? Because this function didn't return anything. Therefore, the value of x is none. Now let's try another example. Let's try to print a list of even numbers from some starting position to ending position. Okay, so let me just write a function def even list. Okay, even list and start value and end value. Okay, press enter, and here we want to return a list of even numbers from starting position to ending position. for this I'll use the range function, range starting position till ending position, okay, till ending position, and I want to convert this range to list, okay. So I'll just type list over here, okay, and now I want to return this list, so I'll just type return before it, okay. So if I just press enter and get out of the function body and call this function, let's say even list, okay, even list, and type 8,20 over here and press enter. See, we got a list of numbers, but these numbers are not even numbers. So let's just make a slight change to the program. Over here we need to type 2 after the end. Why we need to do that? Because we want the step of 2 after every number, okay. So what range function actually does, it returns a generator object which is then converted into list and returned by the function. We will talk about generators in our upcoming videos. For now it is really simple that we are using a range function which will start from some position and end till some position with a step of 2, okay. So if I just run this function again and call this function even list, okay, and type 8,20 over here and press enter. See, now we got our list of even numbers, but if you pay close attention, we didn't get 20, even though we asked the program to give us the number from 8 till 20. So here we need to make a slight change again, because the range function goes till n-1, so we need to add +1 over here, okay. So if I just call this function again, press enter, okay, calling this function again, let me just copy it and paste it over here, okay, and press enter. See, now we got a list number from 8 till 20, but there is a catch. If I recall this function with a different value, let's say 9 with the starting value, okay, and press enter, see, now I got the list of odd numbers. What it is actually doing is it is just giving the step of 2 after every starting position, which is 9, 11, 13, 15. Since this is a function of even list which will return the list of even numbers, so we will just make a slight change to this function, okay. So let me just do it. We can go over here and type an if condition, if start mod 2 equals to 0, okay, then do this what we're doing, and if it is not, else add 1 to the star plus equals to 1, okay, and do this same thing again, okay, and call this function again with these values, okay, paste it over here and press enter. See, now we got the right output. The even numbers between 9 till 20 are 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 and 20. There is still a small defect in this function. Let me just call it with some different values again. See, we got an error. Float object cannot be interpreted as an integer. When we tried to call this function with float values, it went to this even list function, and inside this even list function it went to the range function, and it gave range function some float values, but range function doesn't accept float values, so it gave us an error. So now we need to specify the type of our parameters, which are start and end. So let's just do it, okay. To validate data type of our parameters, we can use isInstance function. So let me just do it. It is really simple. We need to type if isInstance, okay, and we need to type our variable name, which is start, okay, and we need to type the data type for it, which is int, okay, and we need to check the data type of and as well. So we will just type and over here, okay, and isInstance again, okay, isInstance again, and we will type and over here, comma, int again, because it will be of an integer data type as well, okay, colon, and if this condition is true, all of these statements will move inside this if statement, and if any of this condition is false, we will just raise an error. You can do that by typing else raise value error, Okay, expected int got type start and type end. Okay, expected int got type start and type end. Okay, it will be an f string, so just type f over here. Okay, now press enter. Now if I just call this function again with float values, let's say 9.9, okay, and 15.6, okay, press enter. See, we got an error. Now this time this error is generated by our function that the argument that we passed are not of integer data type. So it is saying that expected int got float, starting position was float, and ending position was also float, so class float. That's all about parameterized functions. We really hope you liked the video. If you did, please subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media. Thanks.